Okay. Marissa, does it show it's recording?
Yep,
I
you're good.
am going
It's
to,
blinking.
okay. Can everyone see my screen?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, great. Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for being here for our second fundraising 101. Um, so really the goal of this meeting is just to make sure that all of our NSI event participants have all the tools and fundraising resources available to them, um, or just making sure they're aware of everything that's available to them to maximize their fundraising capabilities for the different events. So we have all of us staff on the call. I'm sure you all at this point are becoming more familiar with each of us and our different roles. Um, I'll just breeze through that. So our agenda for today, um, it's gonna look a little similar to last meeting, but I'll go through the items a little bit quicker just because they were covered last week, and then we'll talk about the pinup program and then company matches at the end. So right now, these are the raffles that we currently have available. The e-bike is going to be drawn soonest in September. And then we have the golf cart and ranger raffle that'll be drawn in December. And then we have, of course, our calendar, so the gun and cash raffle. And then available tomorrow, we will have the Polaris raffle. So the first place prize will be a sled, and then the second place prize is $1,500 in snow gear, and third place is $1,000 in Polaris gear parts or accessories. So that ticket will be available starting tomorrow afternoon. We'll be able to go pick it up from ProPrint and just contact staff, or on the next slide, I have the other locations where they can get picked up. A little plug on the e-bike tickets. If anyone has any extra e-bike tickets that they don't think they're going to be able to sell in time, if you could turn them back into us, that would be really appreciated because we are all out of tickets that we're able to distribute to participants, which is a good problem, but we still have people that are going to events and taking the bike to events and want to sell the tickets. So if we can sell out this raffle completely, that would be wonderful, but we don't want participants to hang on to extra tickets and turn them back in right before we draw the raffle when we could have sold those tickets. So this is where you can pick tickets up. In the Twin Ports area, you can contact really any of us staff. Myself, Marissa, or Lisa are the closest ones. And we can meet you to get tickets. Otherwise, Duluth Lawn and Sport, contact Chelsea there. Kohler Toyota, contact Whitney. And then down in the Twin Cities, Doug Jensen is available to meet for
And Jim and
raffle
Skylar, we
tickets.
should add Jim Leesman to that list again because he is going to have tickets and calendars available for pickup.
Oh yeah, good point. So also in the Twin Ports area, Jim Leesman. So we went over this before, but re-emphasizing the importance of filling out the raffle sales envelope. So when you pick up raffle tickets from wherever you pick them up, uh, just if in case whoever's giving the tickets to you forgets the envelope, try to remember or remind them that you also need the envelope to go with your tickets because this is really important for the staff for when we're processing your tickets on telling us how we should be putting the funds on your participant page, especially if you sell tickets at an event with other participants and we're splitting them between multiple people. And you should have different envelopes for the different types of tickets you're selling. So as you can see, this one is labeled the e-bike raffle sales. So all e-bike tickets would be in this. And if you sold calendars, it should be in a different envelope and any other raffle. Um, And then if you participate in multiple of our events, this section at the top here is really important for you to mark what raffle or which page of yours, which event you want these funds to apply to. Um, and if you don't get a envelope when you pick up the tickets, these are available to be printed directly from our website. So all of that information is on our Never Surrender homepage under raffles. Um, it talks about current raffles, and then that's where you can print off that envelope if you didn't get one when you picked up your tickets. Just another plug for reserving machines. So if you are able to go to an event and plan to have a fundraising booth and want to sell a bunch of tickets, if you bring a machine with you, it will draw more attention to your booth and might get more people to ask about the ticket or what Never Surrender is. Maybe they would even be encouraged to join the event. It's a really good tool to use for that. So you can reserve a machine, and it's super easy to do on our website. If you go to the raffles page and then you scroll all the way down, you'll see the pictures of the different machines we have available for reservations. And when you click on that respective machine, a Google Calendar will pop up with the machine's availability. Um, just because the weekend is blocked off or it says someone's name on it that they're renting it doesn't mean that you shouldn't still request for that weekend. Fill out the form and we will communicate with Pete Gassert at Duluth Lawn and Sport if it's one of his items, or Ski Hut if it's a bike. But we will do our best to try to get a second or maybe even third machine. It might just be something a little bit different. It might not be the exact thing that we are raffling off. Um, the reason why we put the calendar on there is just to give you a heads up that we can't necessarily guarantee anything, but we will try our best to figure something out. And we can help you get a fundraising booth. So if that's something you're interested in, contact myself or Lisa, and we can talk more about that. So if you're trying to get into a certain fair or event, and then we'll have different events that NSI is already has a booth at, and that will be something that will get blasted out to all participants so that they have opportunities to come take turns working those types of events. If you plan on hosting a community event, um, let us know so we can help advertise it for you. So as you can see, next week we will be having a booth at the Chisholm Lake Street Summer Vendor Show. So this is something that is going on to kind of promote our next event that's coming up, the Thomasoni Tour. But if you have an event that you're hosting or a part of and want it advertised on our page, or if you're interested in attending different events, um, go here to check that information out. That's on the homepage under events, and then you'll hit the community events tab. Okay, so this is some of the newer material that we wanted to cover today. So some of you might be familiar with the pinup program, but we now have pinups for all three of our events. We started pinups for the Thomasoni this year, and we're really excited about them. So we got a handful of them printed already and up at some restaurants in Chisholm. So how the pinup program works is someplace like a restaurant or a retail office or a gas station um, that is willing to sell these, they can sell them for really any amount that a person is willing to donate. But it's a fish, a snowflake, or a wheel, and it can be purchased, and then that person is just putting their name on it and saying they're pledging to donate a certain amount of money. And then that business that's selling these collects all of that money and then fills out essentially like a raffle envelope, fills that out and gives it to us. So if it's a participant that it's going through, it could be um, something applied that way. Um, but that is new and exciting for the Thomasoni and happening right now. We'll get the pinups for the other events distributed um, at a later time. I mean, I guess we could already be doing Blizzard Tour ones. So if you know of a bar or a restaurant or a gas station or anywhere that would be willing to sell these, please reach out to the staff and let us know, and we can get them to you, get them to that restaurant, and explain kind of how that works. Um, at Skyline, if you're ever at Skyline, they sell the snowflakes and they kind of have a competition among the staff for who can sell the most snowflakes. So restaurants and whatever type of business, they can really do a lot with this and make it a fun way to donate and fundraise. Did I miss anything there? Does anyone have any other comments? No?
I think you're good. I think another place too is a lot of banks will do stuff like this. So if you know anybody that works at a bank that would be interested in doing this, or if you want to reach out to your local bank to see if they would be willing to do this, just let us know.
I can talk to some people at B2 and see what they have to say.
That'd be awesome. Thanks, Todd.
Yeah.
And Zach, I was thinking that if you wanted to bring this to the reboards, this would be a really good way for her to sell snowflakes or whatever she wants throughout their business. That's one thing I was thinking about that would work for her, because she's always looking for ways to help.
I was gonna say I just talked to Kara here, and she is more than willing. So I will be grabbing those, and I'm also gonna talk to one of the bars I normally sell at to see if they'll be willing to do this as well.
Yeah, because they just add it like in their POS system, however they do it, however they track their sales, and it's super easy for them to track. And then we can just get the money from them at a certain point.
Okay.
Perfect.
So question about these. I know at the bank, Brandolin's gonna ask if she sells these there, can the funds go toward her own fundraising then? Is that right?
I think if she's the one selling them, yes. What do you guys think?
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I guess I don't know how it's normally been done in the past, but if Kayla or Marissa could speak to that, if I don't see the problem in that at all, but
No, because like Corey, if for everything that is sold at Skyline, Corey would take, like the Bloody Bash, all the stuff that he sells at that kind of stuff. And when you guys were selling them at Skyline, they go towards Corey's ride or David or Whitney's, whichever one is doing that event. So yeah, I would definitely say if Brandolin sells them, then Brandolin gets that money towards her ride.
Fair enough.
Correct. Yeah.
okay, perfect. Awesome. And then company matches. So we just wanted to make sure that participants are aware that a lot of companies will do match programs with fundraising totals or volunteer hours. And it's really easy for you to see if your employer does a company match. So we actually have this tool right on our website. It's all on, this one's on the fundraising page. I should have made an extra slide, but I can maybe just share a different screen and go right to it to show. But this is on the fundraising page of our website, and it really just is a great tool for someone to quick look and see if their company does a company match. And then that way you can get the match from your employer. And if it doesn't, then it's a great opportunity to reach out to someone in HR or and ask them if if that's something they would consider doing or starting or making a donation. Um, so if you have questions about the company matches, Kayla is a little bit more of the subject matter expert there, but that's just our plug to make sure that people are aware that that is a tool and resource that's out there. So that kind of takes us to the end of our slideshow. I was going to see if I could pull up the fundraising page just to show people where that is. Does anyone have any questions, or do any of the other staff have a comment or
I was just gonna say, Zach, you do a lot in Superior, like at the racetrack. If you give us that information, we'll put it on our community events page, just so people know that you're there and there's an opportunity to buy things. So, and even if you're selling, you have an event at the bowling alley or anything like that, just let us know and we'll throw that on the events page. I don't know if you have done that already, but I encourage you to do it if you haven't.
I will send in a list of the dates I plan to be at the racetrack then.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, obviously, pending weather and smoke conditions, tomorrow I will be at the racetrack if they have it. Um, is there someone I can meet, or will Duluth Lawn have the snowmobile tickets tomorrow that I could pick up, and then at what time?
we we could try to get some to you earlier in the morning. I just got off the phone with Darlene from ProPrint a few hours ago, and she said that they likely won't be ready until closer to the end of the day, but she said we could do a partial pickup. So if that is something that you wanted to get for the weekend, we could
I
pick up some in the morning, and get them to you, and then we can just pick up the rest of our tickets when they're ready at the end of the day.
okay, I was gonna say I can meet anytime, either morning or afternoon tomorrow, whatever works best. If they're gonna be done before, let's say before 3 o'clock, I can meet anytime before then.
Okay.
Zach, I'll coordinate with you when I can pick some up, and then I will meet you with some tickets.
Perfect. I think you were in the text chain with Lisa, correct? That I had.
Yes.
Okay, I will text that tomorrow and see what works best for you.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Thank
And
you.
Do I
Zach,
need,
if you ever need help at any of those events, just let us know too. Sometimes we're around and we can help with events. So if you ever need an extra hand at those, just let us know. I know my husband doesn't mind going to races.
Sounds good. Thank you.
everybody's turning left at those.
Turning corners.
You just keep turning that
Just like
corner.
David, just turn that corner.
Oh, goodness.
Hey,
Okay.
Todd,
Oh,
Do you want us to bring some tickets up to you when we
um,
see you on Tuesday?
yes, that would be great. Yes.
Okay.
And do I need to reserve the bike for that event, or do you guys already have me down for that?
for the Masabi Trail event,
Yes,
or
yes,
yep,
yes.
we already have you reserved for that. So,
Oh, perfect, perfect.
yep, no problem. Um, so we got our running out of time notification, but we still have 9 minutes. I think it's just giving us a buffer. So to get to the fundraising page, you have to click on one of the actual events. So it's not on our NSI homepage, but you can click on whatever event you want to, and then you'll end up at the same. It's the same fundraising page no matter how you get there. So this is just kind of a good landing page for pretty much everything we're talking about and more. And it explains all of these things really well. So if you scroll all the way down, whoops, I passed it. Okay, not all the way down. More towards the top, this matching gifts. So this is where you will click to find the company match program. So fundraising page and then matching gifts. Um, Another thing that we wanted to talk about today was the ice bucket challenge is something that's kind of coming back around with the diagnosis of the NFL player um, and his recent diagnosis with ALS. So if you see the ice bucket challenge going on and want to promote that on your social media, it's just a really helpful way to continue to raise awareness about what ALS is, and how people can help fight that fight with organizations such as us. So that, and with pickleball being an up and coming sport that a lot of people are playing, um, the ALS Association has been posting a lot about encouraging people to host their own pickleball tournament as a fundraiser. So that would work really well for NSI participants if you want to fundraise a bunch of money for your upcoming event, whether you're participating in Thomasoni Blizzard Tour or a fishing tournament. And if you host a pickleball tournament, then you can apply all that money to your event page. So those are just a couple ideas that are new and up and coming and floating around that we just wanted to make sure to mention to participants. Um, but other than that, that's kind of all we have. Um, well, I'll end with our contact info, but if there's anything else that anyone has, now's the time. Cool. Well, thank you guys, Zach and Todd, for joining us today. I do know that more people ended up watching our recording last time on YouTube, so that's great if someone couldn't make it tonight. I know the summer schedules are crazy busy, and all the things going on. Totally get it. But um, yeah, we'll have another one of these fundraising 101s, hopefully in August as well. Um, and then we'll go from there. We'll send out the date at a later date once we kind of look at our schedules. It's going to get a little bit crazier for us as we gear up for the Thomasoni, but we will let you guys know. But thanks for joining us today. And with that, I think that I am going to stop our recording.